Okay, and going live now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2 of the Elysium Premier League. Today's game is between Elysium Dabble and Raccoon. I am joined today by Glacier. How are you doing today, Glacier?
How's it going? It's great to be here.
Yep. My OBS messed up
Uh,
slightly at the start, so we're already a bit of the way through the picks and bans with uh, Dabble banning out the Vamana and Shibalonke, and Raccoon banning out the King Arthur. Sorry to interrupt you there.
no problem at all. I think it's interesting. It's still 100% pick ban rate for X-Ball and King Arthur. I don't think Arthur's been played yet. And X-Ball, 100% pick, 100% ban. He's always involved somehow.
Yep, that is true. Despite him having one of the worst win rates in the actual league once he's played through that ultimate, people don't like playing against it.
Now this Achilles, to me, this Achilles is more of a must ban than a Freya. Looking at, I really expect to see this on Nizzy. He's been doing really well. He's 4-1-17 across 2 games. He plays this out of the solo lane, and he has been absolutely dominant, unkillable. Like I said, 1 death in 2 games. He's been doing great. I want to look for Stevie to pick up this Nejon next because they really like that hyper aggressive, hyper in your face tank frontline presence. Interesting that Cernunnos first pick as well.
Yep.
Where do you expect to see that?
I would expect it in the ADC lane, but you did mention before that is a very good carry that they have been playing in mid. I will also say the Guan Yu pick into the Achilles, I do like it. The fact that its healing can pretty much heal up any damage that Achilles can output, so it should be a pretty stale solo lane until they get ganks or some sort of support. As we see the Naja carry, the Naja as the support is locked in, and the Humbat
Now,
is pushed into the jungle.
now imagine being on the enemy team right now and saying, "Okay, how are we going to team fight into this?" That's a great first round in my book.
Uh, yep, very good first round picks. But what will Raccoon then pick for their third pick? Would you be looking to counter out their jungle pick now, or would you let it have a chance of being banned out?
Honestly, for me, I'm not 100% sure this is Guan Yu in the solo lane. I would not be surprised to see this Guan Yu in the support lane. In their last set, they've ran a lot of different stuff. Again, Erlang could be a flex pick, could be support, could be jungle, could be solo.
It's a very big
Uh,
flex pick,
I
yeah.
I think I think they've got. I really do believe that Cernos is going to be mid lane because all the success they've had on the back of Venus. He's 17-9, 32 assists. He had over 40,000 damage the game that they won in their last set. He has been absolutely dominating on the Cern pick from the middle lane. But everything else so far, in my eyes, is a flex pick, and that makes it cancel that.
Cancel
Fafnir
everything you
is
just said.
Caster's Curse. Take back everything I said except about the Cern. That Fafnir is going to be great with a Cernanos. It's going to be great with a double hunter comp. Look for a safe hunter in that dual lane. But that Fafnir will be great for the objective shred. Cernanos, Fafnir, and another hunter, and you don't really have to worry about being outdamaged on any objectives.
I was also
To
going to
lock this
say
in. Yeah, so
it's
go ahead.
this might also force them to go maybe an Alquan into the jungle if they're going that double hunter route. They do need some sort of magical damage coming out of this team.
Now Fafnir's 2 will help the magical damage. Will give magical damage on those Cern autos on those X ball on or well X ball's banned on the whatever their hunter decides to play this time. I would be very surprised to see Al make it through this ban phase. Personally,
Yeah, I think Dabble really
yeah.
should
If I
prioritize the
am,
ban here for him.
yeah, for sure. Looking to ban out mid lane. Okay.
Which
Now, what are you looking for here on the side of Dabble? What are you looking to prioritize in your bans if you're looking at them right now? What are you thinking about?
Well, as we said, I think the Ao Kwong is a really strong pick for them, so I would ban that out. And then, as you really don't know where anyone's going. I don't think.
There's the outban.
I think
Good
you've got to
call.
ban out another sort of
If
jungler.
it's
But,
if it's me here, I'll tell you what I ban. I want to ban Bakasura because Hunbats into Bakasura's weak. Achilles into Bakasura can't use his 3, can't use his mobility, and then lockdown for the ADC, whoever that is, or just auto beads burn. I would really like to see a Baka ban here, unless there's also not been a Baka spin, but I don't think they need to. You know, if you look at the comp from the enemy team, if you look at this Raccoons, I don't think you need to work Bakas.
no, because I'm pretty sure, although those picks are flex picks, I'm pretty sure one of them will go into the sport, and we do see Raccoon banning out the Ra, really targeting that mid lane.
Yeah, no, you almost have to ban. You almost have to respect ban the Raw into Maple.
Yeah,
That
100%.
said, he played 2 picks that weren't. He played a Nox. He played someone else, and they stomped both games. So he's definitely not limited. But yeah, if I'm Raccoon, I'm respect banning that Raw 100% of the time. Susano, okay, that's a targeted ban. The game that Raccoons won, they were on Susano. Glorify running in the, actually it was Cascade, I believe, running that Susano in the jungle. I could be wrong. But I do like that ban.
Again, I didn't see the game, but if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was the Susanoo jungle, and that was the game that CERN played mid.
There's that magical damage you were asking for. You
And
can't
there's
get
the
much
crown.
more of a hunter without magical damage. Yeah. I think that's a great pickup for him, honestly. I really think that's a great pickup.
Yeah, there is a
One
lot
thing
of
that
CC
might
coming out of
struggle.
that team.
Yeah. Talk to me though, if you're Rabble right now, and you see the Chronos and the Fafnir in the duel, most likely, potentially Chronos mid, you don't know. But I would be surprised to not see this Cernanos in the mid lane. Fafnir Chronos, that's about as late game of a dual lane as you could get. Neja, that's aggressive. Would you go aggressive ADC, or are you looking to counter the late game hyper carry?
Uh, well, it depends what sort of strat they've worked on in training. I would definitely go for that early game ADC, unless they're planning some sort of strategy where the Najjar invades speed and starts helping the solo lane, in which case they need a more safe hunter. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Hachi man locked in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd like a Hachi. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I would honestly really like either a Hachi or a Rama here out of them. Pele locked in. Pele last pick. You don't see that often. All right, so it looks pretty straightforward. Pretty nothing too crazy. Guan solo. Just get to late game, help the team. So if you're looking at these two different teams, who do you favor and why?
I'm favouring Dabble for that early game with the Humbats and Najjar. But as you said, I think Raccoon them have that late game if they can get there. Pele might be able to counteract some of that early game pressure by picking up a couple of kills.
Yeah. I don't know if I like the Pele as much as without a Guan. I think if you don't draft the Guan Yu there, they don't have to. There's not as much anti-heal built. With the Guan, you're guaranteed 2 to 3 anti-heal items already, and Pele thrives off getting in that middle, getting the Soul Eater procs, healing back to full with 1-2, just crazy Pele things. And I think it's going to be hard for a late game in these team fights where they need her. I think it's going to be hard for her to stay alive.
If you're on the side of Dabble, would one of your either solo lane or your support be rushing into a pestilence, or would you still save it for maybe 4th or 5th item?
If it's me, I would be 3rd item on the Achilles personally. Potentially on the Naja, but I think the Achilles can fit it in a little bit easier. I think Naja support allows you to do so many different things. Neja support allows you to build regrowth, void, shoguns. It allows you to build a normal support, sovereignty, Anchele. You can pick up, not Anchele, sorry, Onis. You can pick up Anchele. You can pick up Lonos. I mean, there's so many different build paths that Stevie could go here.
I think they're still loading into the game, and we do have a pause come out.
We do have that pause. All right.
I think there might have been a bit of a delay actually getting into the game, but
yeah, probably. All right, so looking at these comps, I'm seeing a lot of I would say inability to contest outside of the Pele on objectives. I'd say Kronos, Fafnir, CERN mid will be a little bit, okay, but actually, wait, it looks like Vanist is on that Kronos. It looks like the CERN is going to be in the dual lane, potentially, unless they've switched for this game. That might be something to look at. I don't know if I like this. Birch, I haven't, I haven't
Sorry, you're correct.
noticed anything crazy about him. But his damage numbers in the last 2 games, getting his comfort pick X ball, weren't too high. If I'm Raccoons, that pause might be because they're trying to figure out if they can reset and put the right player on the right god. Because everyone's loaded into the game.
I think you might be right here.
I'm not sure, honestly, but I'm surprised to see Birch take that Cernanos when Vanus has had so much success with it.
So I also going back to sort of the picks and ban phase. Were you surprised not to see a Merlin ban come out as he is open?
Honestly, the only reason I'm not is because both of these teams have a very distinct mid lane style of play. And I think they've both done their homework on each other. One likes the hunter, likes the autos, likes the in your face, and the other likes the dropship gods, likes the one hits, likes the I'm going to control. And I don't think Merlin gives you as much control as just pure shred. And then obviously with Vanist enjoying the hunter so much, I don't know if I'm Dallas and not Dallas, sorry, if I'm Dabble and I'm playing Hunbats, Neja, and Achilles, and the only way a Merlin has to escape from me is that 24-second cooldown, I'm not too worried about it personally. You know?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there.
Honestly, I think right now this is going to be a little bit rough because I'm pretty sure this elongated pause is trying to figure out, maybe with the referee, maybe with the rules, maybe with the league commissioner, if they're allowed to go back and switch who's playing what god right now.
Yeah, I think we do have Lord Farron in chat. Is he able to confirm anything? Are they consulting with you, or just you're not sure yet? The game's being unpaused. Okay, so maybe they're just a player having an issue. But it looks like they're running it as they are.
Yeah. Interesting. The start out of this is interesting to me. Look at the start from Kronos. First item, Imperial Helmet. Probably building into that either Dynasty or one of those helms that's so strong. Lotus, Celestial, very, very, very strong against an ADC. Does that mean to you that he's more worried about an invade or more worried about this Neja Achilles pressure? Or, oh, look at this invade.
The invade is coming out. That helm is also not too bad against the Humbats and the Naja when you've got 3 bits of, well, 4 on the team with physical damage and just the Janice rocking your magical damage. It's not the worst item to go into, as it does give you that magical power as well as a bit of physical defense.
I'm loving this right now from the Hachiman, not scared at all, out trading both the Fafnir and the CERN as this invade still goes on.
Yep.
Let's see. And that's Steve with the buff for free. There's absolutely nothing they can do about it. That's gonna be really rough on the side of the Raccoons.
Will Naja stay around and see if she can get a blue buff, or will she try and possibly gank mid?
He's definitely going to be following here. He's definitely going to try to steal this one as well. Will he be on time? Doesn't look like it, but that's a big bounce.
It's a good amount of poke damage.
Talk to me real quick about this start, about why we've seen so much of this invade start right now.
The invade start is generally pretty good. If you can get the speed buff, even better. A lot of people just try and put that jungle behind and try and disrupt those jungle camp timers, so it's not as easy for that jungle farm. So as you can see at the moment, the speed buff went down, but Pele had to rotate into mid and clear the red buff, so she will not have a timer on those back XP camps, which Hunbats is now clearing out.
Yeah, the Hunbats is getting
a bit too aggressive in mid, so Naja falls to the chrono stun, and yeah,
I think that was all calculated. I think that was all on purpose. That was a very good turnaround. That's a very good turnaround. That's positioning. That's knowing where you are, knowing where your team's going to be, and that puts Hunbats at 3. Puts Hunbats right up there now.
And Hachi having to beat out of that. Hachi is playing quite high up, presuming he hasn't got his support sort of in the lane, as they are looking to invade this speed buff.
I do like this freeze coming out of Raccoon.
Yep, freezes.
In the duo lane, yeah. That's all you can do right now. If I'm them, this Fafnir's got to move. This Fafnir's got to be involved, and they get it again.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
I think
Pele managed to steal it.
Yeah,
just about exactly what we figured was going to go on in the solo lane is just a lot of booping, a lot of healing. I'll smack your face, you smack mine, we both heal up. Nothing crazy.
No. Yeah, but Naja is here. Will she manage to get a stun off?
This is a good game.
One just bashing out.
This one needs to be very careful.
As Pele does invade red buff. The Hachi has rotated.
Should definitely be punished here.
Yep, she doesn't get the
good
red
knockup.
buff. Hunbats over the top. Managing to pick up the kill with that monkey.
That's very unfortunate out of this Pele. When you're on Pele, you want to be at least even, if not ahead. And 2-0-1 already for this Hunbats is going to be huge. By the time he backs, he should have enough for his full boots. Let's look at his gold real quick.
Yep, 1700 gold.
Yeah, he's already got his 1700. Yeah, and he doesn't have to back anytime soon, though.
No, because as his speed camp's coming off, blue's up, XP camp, he should probably farm up to 5, but no, he will back after that speed camp.
That's not a bad call. He's very low on mana. Achilles should be able to maintain his own blue. That's not bad. It feels bad for this Pele too. Almost a full level down.
That's a very early sentry wall from the Hunbats, in my opinion. Usually you just get regular wards at this stage, but maybe he knows something we don't.
I don't mind it too much.
Pele in trouble again for overextending. Yep, she gets killed. Over in duo lane, Naja gank. Naja does fall. Will they manage to get the Hachi man?
Okay.
It's a 2 for 2 trade. Those minions helping out on both kills, I believe.
Honestly, though, if you're Dabble, you're okay with the 2 for 2 trade. You're okay with this chaos because it doesn't seem like Raccoon has an answer for it.
No, I agree with you. But their minions are stacking up, so if CERN does get back, he will get a slight XP advantage, but I think he might lose a few of them to the tower.
And this is a good... He must not have enough mana for his ult, or he thinks he can just get out. He's very speedy, and he goes down anyway. It's a bad time to be out of mana. So Hunbat's falling in the mid. And it looks like Pele did get the credit for that kill. So
which is good, which bring her back sort of in line.
That puts her right back in the game, yeah. Talk to me about itemization real quick. One of these junglers opting for the Talaria. Oh.
As Pele picks up that Naja. But I believe we'll die to tower, but Vanius managing to find the kill with that Chronos, but he will get dived on by the Humbats.
I am so impressed with this Hachiman play right now. This guy's not afraid of anything. He's ulting in when he needs to be. He's very aggressive and he can follow it up. He's also playing really well.
Managed to pull a level ahead of the Sun.
Yeah, I think that allows him this free rotation. Him solo farming all of this, even though they froze wave. Him being solo there allowed him to keep up and even get ahead with this rotation. I think it's very interesting if you look at the different itemization out of these junglers. Pele behind, opting to go for those Talaria boots and a beads. Hunbats ahead, just a little bit, not anything crazy now. Going for those warrior boots, going for more power, has the blink for mobility. What do you think about that?
I do like Talaria boots on the Pele. She's naturally a fast character anyway, so she can close you down. Talaria gives her even more of that chase. So if you do see that on the side of Dabble, there's not really much chance of escaping her. You might as well turn and fight. This
Hunbat's gonna grab speed timer and then just leave. No reason to die. In dual lane, looks like the Cern does not have vision. That's the beads on the Cern.
That is a beat. Najal is up if she wants to turn.
Does have ult, but they've got
rotation.
vision on the rest of the team. This is full 4-man rotation. Pele ult out.
Yep.
That's a good ult, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
No. Fools.
That's a very good counter rotation here. Oh, and Venus picks up the solo kill on the Noble.
Yep. This is probably a Gold Fury.
That is one of the most we got this, no we don't got this anymore things I've ever seen.
Don't think they know Hachi's there.
Just held that Heavenly Banner a bit too long.
I think my game is about to crash. You still going on?
I am still going on. There's a gank Fafnir in the dual lane. Hits his stun, beads out of the Hachi, manages to just get out. I was actually just going to say though, this XP difference has been almost exactly the same all throughout. A little bit in the favor of Dabble, kind of going back to middle now. But this gold difference, Raccoon is slowly starting to pull away. About 1,700, almost 1,800 now. Gold differential here. And that one fight takes all of this chaos, all these rotations and everything that Dabble's been doing, and pretty much just says, sit down, son. This is our game, we're going to play our speed, and we're going to beat you. That whole team fight that we talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what they did. They said, okay, fine, you have early pressure, congratulations. You have Hunbat's ult, congratulations. After that Hunbat's ult is done, we have team fight.
They've got everything to follow up. So my game just seemed to experience a huge lag spike. I'm just approaching the 9-minute mark. I don't know how far ahead you are.
Okay. I'm at about 9:18.
Okay, yeah, you might want to pause. I'll let you know when I get to 9:20.
Yeah. Alright, perfect.
As you see, Humbat's looking to invade this red buff. Just putting a ward there. It is about to come up. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay.
And there's a good pickup.
From the Humbats.
By
Virtual full to the Humbats ult. Sorry about all the technical difficulties in this stream.
Yeah, this is a nice corner camp here, but Maple's portal should have seen it through. That's a good defensive ultimate by the Neja. And that's big, if you're Raccoon, knowing that the Neja ult's going to be down. It's down for almost another minute and a half.
Is Guan rotating?
The rotation pinged out. And they are very ready. He's walked over about 2 wards, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's Achilles' rotation. I like the pathing here. He's gonna wait. He's gonna wait for his team.
Will you get the stun on the Chronos? Yep.
Okay, that was a good follow through. That Paleo.
Pele managing to find the follow-up. Narjov very low in that middle of the fight. Pele managing to pick up the Achilles. Guan still fighting.
And that Yen Assault managing to get Steve out. That was a great pickup by the Achilles staying and fighting.
Yeah, that was a great execute. This leaves them a 3-on-1 in mid lane.
And it looks like SirWaffles should be able to take this T1 and left.
Gonna say,
Potentially not right at this wave, but the next wave.
Are they looking for Pyromancer to sort of combat this T1 golden XP they're about to lose?
And this is a good call. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of ward vision on the other side.
Daphne will jump over the wall. Puts the stun on. Dabble to confirm the Pyromancer. Daphne running out just in time so he can't follow up the chase.
Yeah, that is a really unfortunate timing.
Janus is rotating over to stop the T2 push.
And that's Chrono Assault down for another minute now.
Yep, but Humbat is very low. No, Chrono's just looking to clear the mid wave.
Humbat
could be running in trouble.
That's
a kill.
That is such a heads-up rotation out of the ADC. That is exactly what you want to see if you're Raccoons right now.
Yep.
Maple managing to secure his red buff.
A bit surprised Maple didn't call that out. But maybe he didn't quite see the Cern pathing that way.
They didn't have any ward vision. If you look at the left side, that low ward over there. Nejal.
Oh, he's good. Has Janus got any follow-up? I think that was a little late. I think it was just off the mark, but...
Yeah, I think it went through just before they landed. The rotation pinged out. Achilles content to just let him back. He sees that he's getting proxy farmed and he's not too happy about it.
He should be able to make it back to save this tower. But yeah, going back to that rotation, Yanis did pull over to save this T2. I thought Cern might have passed around him, or he might have been able to see the Cern and called out that he's around that red buff, but maybe
potentially.
That didn't happen.
I think the Cern pathed high and straight through that red buff in, but I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, trust me. I think right now, if you're this Guan, you're feeling pretty good. You've got Blackthorn, you just finished the Breastplate of Valor. You're not really worried about too much right now. You're 2-1, level 13. There's not really too much that can really worry you right now.
Gold Fury about to spawn Guan Yu.
And this one's going to be that Primal Fury, so important.
Yep.
That was a great pick in mid. Pele very out of position. Didn't know that all 5 were here.
Guan Yu will probably pick up that T1 in the right lane as he begins to rotate over towards this Primal Fury.
And this shouldn't be free. Hunbat's ult is down, but...
they disengage from it.
That's a great Chrono Assault.
He also had to
Yen
beat
Assault
out
manages
that.
to chunk. The Yen Assault chunks Venus in the back line.
Also provides his team a bit of an exit path, but this Cern is fighting 3 versus 1.
Cernanos just not scared at all, 3v1. And what should have been a fairly easy Gold Fury, or at least an easy dance, I think they just committed too hard. I think they backed off in the wrong position. And this team fight that we were talking about out of Raccoon managed to keep the next straight.
Yep.
And talk to me real quick about how important that Primal Fury is at this 14-minute mark. It's 14 to 11. Gold is only 4k different. That's nothing huge. How important is it that they were able to secure that Primal?
Primal is huge because it really does then allow them to tank that Fire Giant and get it down a lot easier than any other Gold Furies that may spawn. I'm not quite sure on the rotation, but you might be able to get another Primal Fury up before that Enhanced Fire Giant comes up, which if you get 2 stacks on that Enhanced Fire Giant is a lot easier to chunk down. And it allows you.
I think it looks like the next one's going to be a straight regular Gold Fury, the old-fashioned OG. I think it's going to be just a regular Gold Fury.
Yeah, and then it's 4 minutes to the next one, which could be a Oli or
which
the
could
Primal.
Be. Yeah,
which is.
It could be.
But either way, if it's an Oni and they want to get that Enhanced Fire Giant, you have the Oni ways pushing up, and you have a much easier time of trying to secure that Fire Giant. Chrono Soul is just come back up, so it should be okay.
Hachiman and Cern opting for the exact same itemization, almost have the exact same KDA right now, exact same relics. It's interesting to see the difference though that a Cern ult can have in a team fight versus just Hachi ult doing a little bit of damage.
Yeah, are you surprised this CERN didn't go into the Rune Forge? We have seen that played quite a bit.
I'm
on
actually
CERN.
not surprised at all. I actually prefer this build. For me personally, Spring Stance has Lifesteal, sure, and there's a little bit of a fight going on over here. Looks like it might not be too much. That's Guan ult out though. Pele's in this backline, definitely
he will
spotted out.
re-engage, but don't think there's anything to find here.
That's a good Janus portal, they're fine. Nothing, that was never going to be a real fight. That's just looking for positioning. That's just posturing. Who has ward control there?
Raccoon. Trunum seems to have a lot more wards.
Yeah, they were
aggressive
definitely
wards
able to
for
just
Spy
push him out. But Hunbat's ult is up for this next fight, where Guan Yu does not have his CC immunity for his ult.
Yep, that is a big call there.
If you're a Raccoon, are you looking more to take the Hunbat's ult to a tank and delete a tank like you almost would with the Fenrir pick? Are you looking to put it right in the middle, cause as much chaos as possible? What are you thinking? Are you using it to try to delete a squishy? What are you thinking about with this Hunbat's ult? Because it really will set this next team fight up, I honestly think.
If we look at the sort of player damage, it's all pretty evenly spread across the board, apart from the solo laners who were just slapping each other at the beginning of the game, sort of putting their numbers a bit higher than everyone else's.
Fafnir ult coming out.
I'm not sure if I would use it in a team fight. I think I would use it if they're trying to like secure that fire giant, as he had to use it defensively, and he does get the Pele.
He gets the Pele, but that was
Guan Yu horse is good on the Humbats.
goodness. That was such a good Janus ult, and just no one on his team able to follow up that Fafnir ult, just zoning everyone away. Just, you don't want to be in that Draconic Corruption breath at all. Oh my, and they're going straight to the big fire giant.
Yep, they've killed Hachi in the solo lane, and
why not?
these two
Yeah, this is free.
Pretty much have this fire giant.
I don't think Dabble even knows about this, and this is big from Raccoon. This is big.
Especially if they get that T2 in the solo lane as well. But I think Fafnir will fall to this. Oh, just about safe.
Soul the Egg Biscuit just dodged around for his cute little dwarf life there. Just, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Stripping this jungle as well.
I think that's as
This
close
has just
as
been
you can cut it.
Yeah, they played this perfectly. They've rotated when they had to, and yeah, they've gotten picked a couple times. And that is the strength of this Hunbats, Neja, Achilles. You know that you're gonna get picks, but this team fight, when they're all together, they just look untouchable. This Guan pushing into T2 completely unopposed.
Yeah, but T2's pretty low on health, and the fact they just got Fire Giant, I wouldn't be defending that either.
Oh, for sure. Now, I don't like this though. I don't like two of your squishies in mid, someone in left, someone under your T1. I do not like this aggression out of Venus and Glorify at all right now. I think they're going to get punished for this, and I think they ought to be.
Yep. Humbats ult.
That's a big Aegis. Not enough. Never was going to be enough. That's Maple out in the back line. Glorify is going to go down. It's a really bad fight.
Yep.
Birch managing to pick up Stevie, but support for 2, I'll take that any day. Especially when those 2 are Pele Chronos.
Dabble with the 4 versus 3 advantage. Health-wise, they are lower than all of Raccoonum. Raccoonum with a much easier way to get back to base and heal up.
But Cascade just chilling. He's got heals. He doesn't care. You got that coerce, and the T2 tower falls to Cerninos. This Fafnir Cerninos combo has just been destroying any objective they can find, and it looks like they should get this gold for free as well.
Yeah, especially when it seems like
I don't like this positioning right now from Davies. This Hunbats, I don't care for it.
No, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing there. Maybe just putting a ward on speed, but I think that's just going to cost his team Gold Fury.
That managed to do it. I think that was the one out of Achilles. It could have been the Janus, but it looks like they're going to go down for their trouble. It looks like that Pestilence is just now being built into, but I don't like this Blackthorn Hammer pickup. He doesn't have, this Achilles does not have anywhere close to the protections he should have. He has 30 physical protections and 80 magical protections now. He had less before, and that's it. And then just some health on top. That's a good pick from the Hunbats, but he has 0 mana. Yeah. This Guan Yu is absolutely unstoppable now.
could this be game? I think they'll definitely get the Phoenix out of this. Do you think they can end it before the Achilles comes up in about 10
Maple's
seconds?
up in 15. Nizzy's up just about now. I don't think they're going to look to end. I think they're going to look to take 2 Phoenixes and then
back
regroup.
off, yeah.
Do I think they could end? Yes. Do I think that's the right call? Do I think that's a call they'll make? Probably not. They'll look to take as many Phoenixes as they can safely and then kind of leave. That's a big ult. That's big. Is Maple out?
No.
Now they can end the game. Now they can end the game. Watch for this course. Watch for this course. Watch the Cernanos damage come out. Cernanos, Kronos. I'm telling you, man, this AAA in the mid lane.
It
just
is extremely strong.
A mid lane, Cernanos. And I'm loving this. Cernanos with 16,000 player damage in 21 minutes. I love their solo laner, ADC, mid laner, all right there at the top of the charts. I think right now, if you're Dabble, you gotta say that didn't work. Why didn't that work? My opinion, you've got a team fight jungler and a pick rest of the comp, and I think they needed to go all in one way or the other. I think that lack of cohesion there really cost them. What do you want to see change?
I think you sort of hit the nail on the head. They've got to commit to one comp or the other. To be honest, it was kind of funny seeing like the Fafnir and Cern sort of go off on their own thing. A lot of the time they were fighting into a 5v3 and not being able to get anything out of it. Fighting the Guan Yu, the Pele, and the Kronos.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to kill a Kronos with their ult up. Guan got ahead and just was fine to do whatever Guan wants to do. I mean, he was building into that Urchin at the end too. Pele looked like she's building into one of the hammers, most likely Blackthorn. I mean, just that was really clean. That was a very clean game. That again, I love to say this all the time from these late team fighting comps, these rotating we're going to be better than you at objectives comps, but this is old rival.
Yeah, and we were saying at the start of the game it's a very late god, but 20 minutes, it's not exactly late game. They just seem to play out the Humbat ult and then managing to turn every single fight.
I want to see something a little bit more impactful from Maple in this Giannis play. I think this Giannis play, he did a little bit of damage, 10,000. He didn't do anything crazy. He did utility. He definitely helped Steve. Steve would have died 7 or 8 times without those Giannis portals.
Yeah.
That allowed Steve to go super aggressive, but you've got to have damage from somewhere. And I think the Hunbots didn't really do enough. And I think Maple wasn't allowed to or able to do enough on this Giannis pick, really only having those 2 damaging abilities, one being his ultimate.
Yeah, and the Hachiman did do pretty well in the early game, but then sort of fell off once those team fights sort of picked up.
Yeah, still had more damage than either his jungler or his mid, but from the ADC, if without your team being at the same level, there's only so much you can do once those team fight starts. You can only hold left mouse and hope.
Yeah, once your front line is gone, there's nothing stopping them.
There's nothing, yeah.
Into you.
Especially with this Guan. If you're Dabble right now, do you have to respect ban this Guan?
I'm not sure, because who would that leave open? I can't remember who the picks and bans were on that first day.
I think first bans were.
It would leave open a Vamana, I believe.
X-Ball Vamana, yeah. Would you rather a Vamana walking X-Line? Pick your poison. We always think about this from like the losing team's side, like what do we need to change? But something that I like to do, okay, you're Raccoons. You just dominated, ended the game at 21 minutes with a late game comp. You just destroyed every single objective. You won every single team fight. You got picked. You're out of position. You realize that as a player, you get picked. Sometimes it happens. You got to just step back, say, yeah, I made a mistake. Whatever. We'll win this as a team, and they did. As Raccoons, what are you saying to your teammates right now? Are you just having a good time? Are you saying, okay, this is good, they're probably going to do this is what we need to change to try to match what we think they're going to do? What are you saying right now, Raccoons? Do you say run it back? Do you say it worked, so do it again?
I would say run it back. They clearly weren't able to deal with it. So that's what I kind of like about these best of 3 sets. You win the first game, you're pretty much for the second game say, Okay, we're going to do the same thing again. Can you beat it? And if they can, then you adapt for that third game. Or even in the picks and ban phase, if they try and choose a counter to that Guan Yu, you pick that counter and sort of work around it.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by how unimpactful the Hunbats was. He was 7-4. He got some good picks, but I don't think any one of his kills was in any kind of big team fight. And his last kill, that seventh kill, he ulted 3 Hydra's proc to someone, or did his auto afterwards with his passive. I don't know if he did have Hydras, so his passive being that many Hydras plus his Hydras, he got a kill, and then he was out of mana, died. They pushed into the game. Like, congratulations, you got a kill. Now you lose.
Yeah.
I don't like the Hunbats. I don't. I think they need to stick with what they like. I love the Achilles. I love the Neja. I love the Hachiman. But I want to see something more impactful from Maple. I want to see something with a little bit more control, and I want to see something that Davies can play 1-on-1, 2-on-2. I want to see something that brings more to the table than an ult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So, would you, for the mid lane, who would you like to see? Presuming they're probably going to ban out that Ra, would you like to see someone like a Foff in that mid lane?
Honestly, and here's the thing, there's so many options. Maple's not a hunter guy, so you don't have to worry about the hunters as much, but Hera wasn't banned first phase. I think a Hera would be great. You've got gods like Thoth, you've got the Ra will probably be respect banned again. But I mean, Hera, Agni with that early pressure,
Yeah.
with the way they want to play, Agni would be so good with that early pressure, I think, personally.
And we've just gone into picks and bans for game 2.
I don't expect to see anything different out of these picks and bans.
Uh,
Dabble going for first pick again. They really value this Achilles, and I expect to see it. But I don't think there's gonna be anything. It'll be interesting to see. Do they want to deal with the Vamana, or do they want to deal with the Guan? Because if I'm Raccoon right now, I'm saying you ban one, you give me the other.
Yeah, and I don't think they had an answer for the Guan in the first game. Whether they have an answer for him in the second game or not, it's the question. But I think during that first picks and bans phase, we were talking that Guan was a flex pick or had the potential of going support, so maybe they weren't quite expecting it in that solo lane to be so prevalent.
I
But
mean, if
now
you
they
see
are
Guan,
expecting it.
you're guessing solo, but until that Fafnir pick, you don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Same bans as they ban the Achilles and take the Vamana. That's the first game that their solo laner has not run Achilles in this season, and I think this will be interesting. I think this will say a lot about their team. To watch this game, watch if their solo laner can put in the work on someone who's not his comfort Achilles pick.
Yep. But that Vamana gives up the Naja.
I really do like this. You ban one of the gods that you normally go. You pick a Vamana because you think it's strong, and then your team's just like, okay, you want hyper aggressive? We'll show you hyper aggressive. Fenrir and Naja, deal with that. No, looks like they're gonna go back and pick up the CERN, but I'll tell you what, that Fenrir and Naja together would have been quite something.
It's still something they could pick up.
For sure. What are you prioritizing? What roles are you prioritizing right now? This Vamana can go into the jungle, but I expect to see it in the solo lane. Kind of like the Guan can go to support, but we all expected to see it in the solo. You're Dabble right now. What are you prioritizing in terms of roles?
I would, for these two picks, I would probably prioritize your mid laner and your support laner. I don't think you want
And why is
to be.
that?
I don't think you really want to be counterpicked in the sort of other areas. You know what their ADC possibly could be, but that CERN could change to mid. So
There's a support pick.
Yep.
And I'm not sure how much I like this, to be honest. Kumba's very good against AA heavy comps, and we've seen they love to play the auto attack gods from this Raccoon side. But Kumba excels in being in the middle of a team fight, staying there forever, mezzing everyone, walking away, doing just being Kumba, being annoying. With that Neja pickup on the other side, just, okay, you're in the team fight, congratulations, you're now out of it while my team wipes yours. I don't know that I like this pick into a Neja. And there's the Agni pick that we were talking about.
yeah.
What do you think about this Kumba Agni? What do you think about it?
I think in theory it works a lot better. The fact that you can set up a lot of that Agni damage. Uh, Davies, I think Maple was a very strong Agni, so setting up those stuns on his Firebomb and the stun on him, he can do it. Kumba
And
just
I'll tell
providing
you,
that extra pressure, but
yeah,
Alquang being
agreed.
hovered over.
People really underestimate, Agni bombs. There's 3 of them. They don't cost any mana, so they can't do as much damage as a normal ult, right? Wrong. Look for
100%
those.
wrong.
Look for those bombs. Look for those bombs to be putting in work. I honestly love this Alquang jungle because if they run the Alquang in the jungle, then I'm looking to see. Mm, if they pick up this Susano, you're looking for a mage in the mid lane, or this Cernanos in the mid lane, mage over in duo. But I think with the owl pick, if they go back to that, they're debating right now. What they're saying is, do we want to ban the Alquang, or are we picking him up?
And they will ban the Alquang probably after that Susan pickup.
Look for it right here. I don't think there's gonna be any doubt. This to me says that there'll be either a Kronos or another mage coming out.
Yeah, were you surprised how well the Kronos sort of held his own towards that late game?
I honestly think it was very much the team, the chain CC, the lockdown, and the amount of escapability, the amount of times any other mage, we gotcha. Unbat Salt, into Neja, but with that Kronos pick into that team fight lockdown centric, you can just say, actually you don't got me. So I wouldn't be surprised to not see the Neja again. Not the Neja. I would
The
not be
Kronos,
surprised
yeah.
if he elects to go someone other than Kronos now. Because I don't see the exact same, the hyper lockdown that I did last game. And I do like this. What do you think about?
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No, you're
who
fine.
did
You're
they
fine.
go for it?
I was just about to say, talking about the Ravana ban, I like that. I like that because Ravana does really well at locking down. You can just root, you can ult on the Susanoo after he teleports. Ravana does really well into Susanoo. But if you're looking to pick up a mage, you're looking to pick up a mage that isn't super mobile, I think this Ravana is a great ban.
Yep, and on the side of Dabble, they did ban out that Fafnir.
That's a good respect ban right there. He's played Hachiman a lot. He absolutely fragged with it. Make him pick something else, see what he can do. I like that. I always tell my team, if someone beats us with something, let's see if they can beat us with something else. And they didn't win last time, but they're going to just say, you know what? You were comfortable on the Hachi. Let's see how comfortable you are on something else.
Yeah, they didn't win the game, but I would definitely say Hachi won that lane 2v1, so perfect ban to bring out right now.
It's going to be interesting to see what they ban here last. I would say you're definitely still looking for a solo laner and a mid laner, depending on if they want to do a double hunter. And you did take away that Fafnir from their support, which is a good pick, because that Fafnir Cernanos had way too much control.
Yep.
If I'm Dapple right now, I would have loved to see a Terra. I would have loved to see a Terra Vamana, Agni. I honestly think a Terra may have gone better. They banned the Guan, so that's 2 respect bans right there. Ooh.
At that stage of the game is once you get to those second round of ban phases, if you know who you're playing against, that is the right thing to sort of do. But is this Arachne going to get locked in? This is...
I'm looking for this to be a
interesting.
Thor solo. I'm looking for this to be a Thor solo. Ducky plays Thor solo all the time. There's a little bit of value there. You know you're gonna lose lane into a Vamana with Achilles and Arthur banned. Why not go someone with global pressure? I would love to see that Thor in that solo lane.
Yeah, especially during those team fights, if he sort of hangs out to the side while Kumba is trying to set stuff up, he can dive on that Agni once and really stop that damage from incoming. But Darji being hovered over here, again, even more set up for that Agni.
I think the roles have reversed. First time, Dabble, hey, we're gonna pick you off, and Raccoon just say, okay, we'll team fight you. This time, it looks like Raccoon's going all in for the, hey, we're just going to be in your face. And Dabble says, okay, we have Amana, Kumba, Agni, Daji, who ye bombs. Congrats.
Yeah, good
You're
luck
in our
with
face.
going
Now
in
you
there.
die. Yeah. Good luck staying in our face. I think this pick in the mid lane will set. Does he go aggressive? Does he go peel? Does he go self peel? Does he go range?
Or do they
You
go
know who I'd
troll and
actually
pick up
love to
another
see here?
assassin?
Honestly, this might sound a little bit troll, but I would love to see a Zhang Kui pick up here. I don't know if he would. I doubt I'd see it, but I'd love to see a Zhang. He goes with the Chronos. It fried last game. And I think it can frag this game again. But
That is pretty much as auto attack as you can get.
okay, now just a second here. Okay, never mind. Okay, there was a little bit of a weird switch up. So it looks like it's gonna be that Thor solo. Susano support? Nope, they're just switching and switching back. They're trying to troll us all.
This is not
They're
helpful.
trolling us as hard as they can.
So we do have that 4 going into the solo. The Caesar in the jungle. Mid, of course, you have your Chronos. Support, Naja, and Cern in that ADC role.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like this, honestly. As we're loading in here, I think... What do you think the win conditions are? Obviously, you know, to win the game, you have to control, you have to win lanes, you have to win objectives. But if you're Raccoon here, you've got to execute a lot more cleanly than Dabble's going to have to force to be. Dabble has a lot of setup for themselves. They have a lot of range. They have a good amount of lockdown. I don't know. It's going to have to be a very clean game out of this Raccoon side.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got a plan in sort of mind that they need to execute perfectly.
Do you think we're going to see the invade again?
I would imagine so. But Marshall looks like he's making his way towards duo, but that is actually quite cleverly done. So they are threatened by that invade again, so Kumbra stayed over in that lane. So they're looking to see if that invade is coming. But Naja might be able to get a pick on the Hou-Yi.
I think this is just about what they did last time, though. Stevie over here on that side of the map with the Nezha last game knew exactly what he was doing, stole the buff. This game, with the enemy picking up the Nezha, you don't want to have a chance for them. So now that they know there's no rotation, he's just going to head right back over into that dual lane.
Yep, and he'll make it in time.
I'm looking for this to be a little bit of surprise. I don't think they see him. Yeah. Nothing other than just a little bit. Hey, hello, I'm here.
But they will start at their purple buff. Just to confirm
This is very interesting to me. Daji just used her blink to get from the speed buff to the blue buff easier. Quicker, be a little bit ahead in that farm, knowing that she's up against. And look, she's ahead a little bit, but not much. Susano electing to go for that backhand first. Did she get an advantage for just using her blink to get to blue buff?
I think a very small advantage. I've not often seen it blink into blue buff. I've seen it, you take your speed and blink towards red, and then try and do an early gank in the duo lane. But no, I don't think she actually got anything off it, and she will even lose those mid camps.
They push Waven, but they lose mid camp control. I mean, I don't know. They're looking for other side, and I think they should have it for free, but I don't know if I like that. I think the thought process I understand, but I don't know. That's down for another minute still.
I guess the sort of thought process behind it is Raccoon have gone for a very
Look at the dual lane. Look at the dual lane.
Yeah,
That's a shell. This is CERN very low. This is...
Can't quite get the Kumba passive out. So you managed to find the autos.
I want this Kuma to come back in.
Yep.
That's who you to jump in. That's a lot of poke there. Another fight happening in the mid lane. Maple and Davies both poked out. Honestly, this Daji, I'm hoping that I don't just say it and he proves me wrong and proceed to hard carry. But they're not doing a whole lot, and they're about to get their speed invaded.
Yep, I'm staying with the solo lane. Sorry, the duo lane is something. No, I think they're just pushed under tower. But will they manage to turn around this invade? Agni is there. They will lose the camp.
It's clean. They lose that entire jungle.
The mana is rotating over though.
That's a big miss.
Yep.
That's a big Kronos miss. Kronos completely whiffs his 3, and if he hits that, that's a completely different fight. That's not what you're looking to see out of your solo laner Thor. You're picking that Thor for more global pressure, and you're getting out rotated at 2 minutes in the game. Not the best look.
No, but I would also expect those global rotations to be made at 5, so maybe staying in that solo lane trying to guarantee that farm until you can hit 5 before those rotations come out.
For sure.
Agni having to be...
And not saying that that was bad, that was poor play. That was all the way on the enemy sweep. Sure. Just a thought.
Chronos, can he get this auto on the Agni before he dies? He cannot. Dude blinking in.
That was a great body block. Oh, he might. That has to have been a misclick. The Nejat picking up the kill behind. Red invade goes off successfully, and it looks like Glorify should be out. They actually might turn this here. Watch for this Mez.
Yeah. The Mez is down, but he peeled out the wrong 2 people.
Very even, very back and forth, very you're out of position, I kill you, okay, you're out of position, I kill you. But right now I'm looking, and I feel like there's a little bit more map control for this Raccoon squad.
A little bit more map control. They seem to have a bit of the XP lead. Pretty much their ults are coming online now. As for just about escapes in the solo lane.
Yeah, and you're picking this Thor into Vamana, and you know you don't win lane. You're fully aware. However, you know you're still gonna be there, and you're gonna be Thor, and you're gonna be able to out rotate once you get your items online.
Naja does have the ult. He did very well there not to use those beads early. I think Naja was probably expecting that. Unlucky on the bounce.
Just see what you can get. For sure. Now look at the Susano coming over to the duo lane.
Yep, Agni dashes in the mid lane. Kronos having to ult out. Agni has no mana left for this
is not
fight.
scared of anything. This Kronos is like, alright, bring it. I'm full health again. I'm Kronos. What are you gonna do?
I think Susano's rotating from
ult.
No, he's rotating from the duo
He
lane.
does have ult for this.
He might. No.
This might be rough for Maple here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
just
really
sure.
He's definitely teleporting for it. And he actually straight. If I'm him, I'm backing right now. Back right there. You gotta run over to the other side. Okay. Vayne is picking up the Dajiko. This man is an auto attack god. This man, you can't beat this man when he can auto attack you. That's Kumball down. I don't know if that's really trying for anything or just getting him to back off.
I think it was trying to save the red buff, but I think it was down just before that ult was used. But
the blue invade successful, red invade has been successful twice now. Speed invade at that second spawn. This is slowly starting to inch. And this 3 assassin comp, they're using that pressure. We don't know how it's gonna go late game, but they are using that pressure.
Artillery fire. Ready.
All right, interesting to look at again. Both assassins choosing these Talari boots, and it's so interesting. It's so being a jungle main, playing jungle for the team that I've got in the classic league. It's so interesting to me. You know, the whole boots debate. Do you want that extra power? Do you want? Nobody goes attack speed boots in the jungle. That's a 100 only thing pretty much. Daji looking to bring down.
Kali and Bakashura can pull it off.
Agreed, but it's very much a if then kind of deal.
Yeah.
But goodness gracious, the 2-on-3 and no problem.
Naja a bit unlucky with that ring bounce. They didn't really go anywhere.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no Ra banned this game, was there?
No, Ra was not banned this game.
I think Ra and Akumba may have been pretty good, because this Agni, I think Agni is a better pick on paper, but 0-3 and 2, a level behind to a Kronos is not where you want to be.
Dude, comes out.
Look at
Agni
this
trying to get that
from
done.
Glorify.
Well, they managed to pick him up, and they do.
And it doesn't look like he even managed to get the buff for his trouble.
Nope. But that whole rotation does pretty much leave this red buff
Alright.
for you.
And Agni is coming over. He's clearing a ward. There's 3 here, soon to be 4. Agni stun out. That did a good amount of damage, and he misses his 2. I don't think Maple's as comfortable on this as he would be on his Raw. Now, Soul Laner's been in this rotation for a hot minute, and I haven't seen Thor really push at all, so I would like to see this Thor pushing a little harder.
I think he's going to try and invade this blue.
And
Down.
he's got Thor.
Is Kimber looking
Yeah.
to get this red buff or just zone out?
I think they're just looking to
Farm
pressure that
up.
mid, keep those waves pushed. And look at this vision again from Raccoon. Such aggressive vision around that mid lane. Solo side having everything warded in the solo side. They've got the Soul Sentry and the Oracle control. They've got Duo defensively warded. I mean, this ward pressure right now, and there are good wards for Dabble too, but how aggressive the wards are, one of them just going from this Raccoon side is very, very, very strong.
Yeah, but with Raccoon and all their sort of assassins, they are fighting that deep in the jungle. They do need to know where those players are. Is 4 coming round to proxy
If
here?
I'm Raccoon, I'm starting this right now. But only the Neja, they're not really going to be able to do anything. Clear that ward. That's Neja ult out defensively, and that's big for the other side.
I was going to say, I'm not sure what the sort of strategy there was from the Naja sort of starting up the Gold Fury and then having to ult away.
I don't like that start when you're by yourself. When both of your damage dealers are under their T1. Not the best.
Yeah.
Dudgy ult out. Dudgy pulled the Cicino. His ult. That's a good
He
pick.
will fall.
That's a good pick.
Doesn't quite manage to do enough damage on
Thor's
the
ulting. Thor's ulting. Watch for this pick. He's gonna come down right on the back of him. Dodgy. And he's picked him up. And he's looking for more. He's looking for more. They're going in. What a double tap. What a double kill.
And I don't think they're finished here.
That's a Kumba ult out, but they're not worried. 3 assassins, we're fine. We're tanky enough, we're fine.
And they will get a T1 for their troubles.
I love this, the way they're playing this meta right now. I really love it. Kronos being looked at. Kronos down. Thor should be looking to get out if I'm him.
Yeah. If they pick up the 4, will the Hoyi fall to this Naja?
Neja's blood vision right now.
Yep.
And he finally turns around, but is it too late? He ults to try to give his team time to get here. That's a big Cernanos ultimate.
And they do find the kills.
But the Thor does fall. The Kronos does fall. So the Kronos already died, but that Thor dying as well. Not exactly what they were looking for.
They did pick up 2 kills, and yeah, I guess it's not really on the damage dealers, but it does stop them looking towards this Gold Fury, whereas at the start of the fight, it was a possibility.
The gold difference around where it was last game, a little bit more in the favor of Raccoon, but this XP difference is what I'm really looking at now. Almost 6,000, I think 5,800 XP, 5,900 now. That's huge. That's a level on everyone. That's 2 levels on some. That's 3 levels between this Neja and the Kumba. The Thor's 2 levels up. I mean, if you're playing Thor and Tuvamana, you're not expecting to be 2 levels up at 10 minutes, at 11 minutes, at 12 minutes. This is going as well as could be expected from Raccoon. Let's see if they can transition to the late game.
But
What are you looking for as we transition from, we're getting to the end of the laning phase, we're getting towards the 4 or 5 man rotations, the team fights. What are you looking for out of each team?
Well, for Raccoon, I think they just need to keep sort of doing what they're doing. They're invading deep, they're getting picks. I think they're going to start the Pyromancer here. Yeah, just keep doing what they're doing. For Dabble, I think they need to try and bait a few things out, and I think they just got a call from the mana because they're starting up like Gold Fury.
I like this. They all, on purpose, walked over that low ward to make sure, hey, you guys can do this, but coming. They didn't keep going on the Pyro. They said, no, you don't get an objective without us coming at you. And this Vamana's still hanging out in the mid lane. This Vamana's going to be so late.
I don't think his passive's up. I know it is up. Just about, but he will.
Venus takes out the Maple. Kumba falls. Davies does get a pickup on to Glorify, but everything else this fight's been all Raccoons, and they're looking for more.
And
Daji's going away.
They'll get a free Gold Fury out of this.
I said I didn't like it last fight, where they lose the beginning of the fight, and then Davies just goes away, and he's like, you know what, we lost the fight, oh well, I'm just going to farm. I said I didn't like it last game. Almost the exact same thing happens. He loses the fight at gold, he comes to take rights, he comes to take bags, he looks for the speed, he was waiting. Oh, it's just about to spawn and he's not going to wait for it. I like it from him this time, but is it really going to keep him in the game? Is it too little too late?
Possibly. Are they going to take Pyromancer as well? Yeah, I think it is a little bit too late. I think he's probably going to have to force the Hydra's Lament. I think he probably wanted to get the Transcendence online, but I don't think he's got the ability to really stack it. So I'm expecting a Hydra's Lament out of that item now.
Look at the damage real quick here.
Yeah.
You've got Vamana, top, because he's Vamana, doing Vamana things, and then bam, 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 bam. All Raccoons. That's not what you want to see. That is not at all what you want to see if you're on the Dabble side of things.
Not 100%, but they did draft a very early game team.
They did, for sure.
So it's not totally unexpected. It's more what Dabble can sort of do to regroup and begin to pull this back.
And this Kronos already has 700 structure damage. Already, at 14 minutes in the game, 700 structure damage, taking out big damage to Gold Fury.
Killing spree.
And
that's a solo kill.
Yeah, I missed it.
Support Neja just solo killed the Discern. I just caught it at the end, but goodness gracious. That's not what you want to see. And I love it. We were talking about, you're very comfortable on that hot. Let's see if you're comfortable on something else, and I don't think he is.
4 ults in the air. They probably will pull down on this Agni.
That's so unfortunate. The tick damage from Agni passive on his 2 just interrupted that mez from Kumba, and that is as unfortunate as you can possibly get. Hey, I got you out, but your own ability woke him up and he kills you anyway. Still with that super aggressive ward positioning.
So we'll pick up this T2 and then probably look to rotate in mid, see if they can pick up anything. And yeah, wow.
Yeah, just look at the structure damage just popping off. CERN has done 2,500 structure damage. Big fight, but are they going to get anything out of it other than... So far it's a 2 for 2 with both junglers picking up kills.
The mana should be able to get out, but he's going back in. Can he find a kill at least? They did.
If I'm on Dabble right here, I say our mid lane was full health, not anymore. We need to go. And his tanks just left him for dead. His tanks just got the tunnel vision and are just like, okay, we're just gonna go kill someone, but they don't even pick it up.
No.
And I think Nizzy might fall here.
He has to go the long way around, doing a bit of duping.
What a stun.
Yeah, 100% falling.
Now, important to note, Steve did pick up Glorify on the Susano. Both of them were very low. Kumba damage can be surprising. Didn't have to ult for it, so he still got an ult for his next fight. But, oh my goodness, that's... If you're Maple right now, you're yelling at those guys. Come on. You gotta stop. Because he's spent almost 3 minutes dead. already. In 17 minutes, he spent almost 3 full minutes dead.
Yeah. Also going on that point, Naja instead yet to die.
Goodness gracious.
And just dying there, I think pushed up too far.
You did have to curse it for
I
yourself,
did.
didn't you? This Hui is extremely uncomfortable. Gets picked up even with Daji ult on him. Just I don't think this Hui, really, I don't think it was the pick. 1 and 4.
I think he may have got a little bit unlucky there, Daji forcing the old out of 4, and he thought, well, Hui's pretty much dead, why not?
And this Thor, again, just like last game, level 17 at 17
14.
minutes.
Yeah.
Just abusing this Blackthorn hammer. That was a good play from Steve. And this Susano's right here. That's at least 1 beads. Chronos.
Can he
No,
find
that's a
that kill?
great rotation on an Izzy. This is a 3v5 now. This is a 3v5 or 3v4 because they already sent Daji to the ground, but they're straight winning this. They got to get out now, but
Yeah. I think
Neja coming in.
this is a fight you need to chase down. You really need to get these kills.
Yeah, Dabble needs to keep going. Venus has no mana. Glorify manages to pick up 1.
Yeah.
Neja here, full health, full mana.
They
Oh
do
my
lose an
goodness.
Oni Fury.
Daji coming, Daji. Daji almost has ult, probably in the next couple seconds.
So,
There it is.
and they need to get this pick.
This Neja needs to leave when he can.
I think he's probably gonna get blood hungry and go for that Kumba.
Stunned, ulted, and mezzed if he's alive when he gets down. Yep. That's very unfortunate. If he had a beads or if he had some way to CC immune that 1 ring bounce, and you definitely 2v1 there. But just not having a way to get around it.
No, just stuck in a sort of CC chain. But even then, it was a very long engagement. Dabble do come out on top eventually, but they lose a Oni Fury. They're about to lose the Pyromancer. It's not exactly like a huge win for them. They didn't get any objectives off of it.
I think the bigger story is you're almost 10,000 full gold down now. You can call that a win if you want to over on that side. They did 3v5, dive your T2, take your T1, kill 2 of you, and then 3 of them die. You can call that a win if you want to. But that win per se just allowed them to get a T1, 2 kills, Gold Fury, Pyro, Ward Vision. I mean, that wasn't even really worth it. It wasn't worth the fight.
No, but it was a fight they had to take at the start, because if they managed to get those kills, they might have been able to turn it into a fire if they didn't go so low. But once you start seeing you're losing members, you're losing health, you need to back out and just try and find some safety.
And fire started here. Davies getting it out. It's already at 40 HP, and they reset it. They go right on it.
Ult is...
That's a very good Daji ult.
But I don't think there's any damage follow-up.
The sun's come raining down from the Hui. That's a blink out, trying to catch this Daji, and she will fall. Venus again, picking it up. Cernanos gets dunked on.
Is Kronos going to clean up? Yep. That 4-wall. Kimber just managing to escape on the other side, blocking his own teammate, but don't think they'll mind that. I think they'll probably look towards maybe this T2 first.
I'm going to be honest here. You're looking at the supports. Neja's output 17,000 damage. Kumba's output almost 4. You're looking at the mid laners. 12,000 damage from this Chronos to almost 8 from the Agni. I really feel like they went for picks that they thought were good rather than picks that they were comfortable on, picks that they could play. We talked a little while ago about this XP difference, about this gold difference. It's over 15,000 XP difference now. Over 15,000 XP difference.
Really beginning to snowball.
And they're winning fights that they shouldn't be able to win now just because of the built-in protections and power from leveling. added to that, you've got 11,000 gold difference. That's
Davies
several
might find this
dodgy.
double kill in the background.
Killing spree.
Chrono's
That's
soul is
definitely
down,
an
so
overextension.
Killing spree.
yep. And how much will they get punished for this? They're all pretty healthy.
Glorifier here is saying, oh, I can probably get a pick. Oh wait, all 5 are there. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And right now he's just running.
Yeah, he's
Is
doing
he gonna do any? Is he gonna get out though? That's
probably
Is
just
he out?
about. Don't think the mana.
he dodges that, and that's the kill.
No.
You're not really usually gonna run that out anyway. This Najah support now top damage in the game after that fight. Almost 20,000 damage on this Najah support. Has Brawler's Beat Stick, Void Shield, Blackthorn Hammer. Just hey,
will they pick
look
up
at
the
me.
set?
I am the soul.
Very good. But I will say, them chasing that student wasn't great for them. 4's about to come up. With that 4 roll, I don't think they can do Fire Giant. I know they have got the ward coverage on it, but it's not something I would risk.
And Thor does not have any wards, so he's just gonna ult to see if they're on it yet. They're not, so he pops right back down. I think it's a mistake from Thor to come out of base without that sentry to put.
I think he was rushing, so he used his teleport, he used his one to get close, and then didn't see any
Oh, for sure,
rings
for
of
sure.
fire around it.
He was just making sure. But same thing out of the Nejah. Nejah ends up backing, doesn't bring out any wards. And for how aggressive they were with their wards early, right now I think I only see 1 placed on the map.
Yep, and it's around fire, but I don't know if it's just about covering the fire giant or not, but it's right on that sweet spot.
Alright, Cernanos respawning as we speak, coming to look for this, and rather than, you know, they've scattered it out, they know nobody's on this fire, so hey, we're Cernanos, Nejah, Kronos, we're just gonna go take gold for you real quick. Yoink. That's completely free.
Yep.
Dabble had not a clue. Not a clue. And that's just regular gold fury. It doesn't do anything at this point in the game other than allow you to finish that 6th item, 5th item if you're a mage and building something expensive, you know, but dang. That's a lot of gold. They're all back and they're spending that gold. I don't like this Thor positioning though. He is Thor, so he should be fine, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think he's got anything to really worry about. He has got the ult if he desperately needs it, but
I think this Dabble team's scared. I don't think they know what's going on in this map. They don't have any vision anymore other than this 1 high ward. And the Susanoo looks like he does walk over that high ward, so they should know that someone's at least positioning towards fire. I like the positioning of the Susanoo. Alright, now if you're Dabble, what's your way back into the game? You know, your mage isn't doing any damage yet, doesn't have Beld online yet, doesn't have Bancrofts. Thor goes into the air to do some recon.
I was
Sees
gonna
there's
say
no
at
one
this
anywhere
stage, I
close.
don't think you can contest Fire Giant. I think you've got to run to that left lane, try and find some farm and see if you can hit 20 and defend Phoenix. But I think they're trying to pick up Susanoo in mid. But
That's a 1v4 from Susanoo, half healthing 3 members of the enemy
Yep.
team. No problem.
I think he might get picked up by
That
the Daji here,
Najah-
but
Deji, that's a great shell. Kronos ult forced out as well. Now you're pushing in here,
yeah.
4v5, but they just don't care. these 3 assassins are fine. That was some good dodging.
Kimber just making it out unless Najah finds some chase.
I love this Shield of Regrowth pickup. I stole the Egg Biscuit. I love this Shield of Regrowth pickup. Do you think they just go for the end here? There's no way, is there?
No, it's
Surely not. Okay, they're gonna.
it's a
rotate.
4v5. I think they should just try and safely grab as many Phoenixes as they can. But even if we've seen that last fight, they could easily fight a
Yeah.
1v4. But Davis manages to pick up Kronos in the backline. I think this is now the point they have to back off.
Thor's gonna kind of head out. Possibly go. Oh goodness. Thor just deletes the Daji that's been giving them so much trouble, but it doesn't matter because it's
Shut down.
2 for 4.
Yep.
I mean, you'll take that trade.
At this stage of the game, yeah.
Defensively, yeah. Defensively, you're pushed back. They almost 4v5. They take half your Phoenix health. You'll take a 2 for 4. You'll take that any day.
Yeah. And you should probably try and find some farm and get leveled up. There's nothing really objective-wise on the map that's even close to respawning.
Interesting to me that Vamana, even though he got so low, didn't really use his ult that fight. I think he knew he didn't need it, but that's kind of an interesting decision still. Now this is interesting. The Cernanos did opt for the Runeforged, but built it after Executioner before his kin size.
Ready, fire.
Speed pot picked up from this Neja, but he hasn't replaced his boots yet.
Uh,
So possibly just holding that.
Spectator takes a while to actually sell the item, so boots probably have already been spent on something else, but...
Okay. I do like this Magis cloak out of the Chronos. Daji has been the one redeeming. You know, like I said, I'm gonna talk crap about it early, and then it's gonna hard carry for the team. Has been absolutely making the picks in these team fights.
Yeah.
But you've got to figure out some way if you don't need to get him kills, but still with the damage, just not a whole lot of damage coming out of this Agni.
Well, second highest damage on his team, but he is out
That's-
damaging the
that's fair.
Kronos actually in mid lane. But Kronos isn't exactly going for the enemy team, he's pushing those objectives, as we do have a pause coming out from Raccoon.
To be fair, that is player damage only. I think, and the Kronos is definitely prioritizing the objective damage. I think he's starting to come online now. But I mean, I don't know. I think this is really interesting now. You're on Dabble. One of your Phoenixes are down. They've got wards inside your base. You're defending. You just had to pause. Whatever the reason for the pause is, that's beside the point. What are you saying to yourselves right now as Cascade's fixing his game, or as whatever's going on gets finished? How do you defend successfully? How do you push back out? The T1 is still up in on this Raccoon side. How are you fighting this? What are you looking to do?
I think you've got... I think you're pretty much defending Titan.
You think you defend under the Titan?
I think you've got one call maybe where if you think you can get something on the Phoenix, because that Phoenix is going to do a bit more damage than they expect, I think you've got to go all in on one defense. But I would probably choose that defense on that left Phoenix when they try and push it in. But if they have to go, if they go right and then straight for Titan, then you're forced to sort of do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Fight.
I think their target calling has been a little bit rough right now. I think they're going a lot onto this Chronos, and the Chronos has a get out of jail free card. I'd like to see them switch their attention to this Cernanos. Cernanos, third highest total damage in the game, got full build online, you know, absolutely chunking. I want to see them just remove this Hunter from the game, and then look to go. I want to see like an Overwatch dive level, just straight everyone target call, go on him. I think if they manage to get that pick before Raccoon knows what hits him, I think that could really, really be the difference in a big team fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I would also love to see, like, I think it's probably like a 1 in 1,000 play where Daji manages to ult them all into the fountain.
that would be the meme. That would be the meme. It's like some of those videos where you Daji ult someone into a Wheelix pull, into Sobek pluck, into whatever, and then you bring them into the fountain in arena, something like that. Just that would be quite the defense, I'll tell you though.
Especially with like a Kimber Mez to keep them locked in there for that big damage.
But you've got to be careful that you don't have Agni 2 on them.
So, but yeah, I think it's really going to be a hard defense.
Now Agni sold his item, his second item, looks like, to get that Ob Shard finished, and then it looks like he's starting into either Chronos or Tahuti. So I'm sorry, I don't remember what he had there. Do you remember?
Sorry, for the Agni.
For the Agni, is that just Mage's Blessing that you think he sold, or was there an actual item there?
I think it might have been Mage's Blessing, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. He is 20 now. He's just got to get this gold online, because I mean, you finish just 2 items here, and you are 200, 250 more power. You know, cooldown.
Yeah. I've just
passives.
looked at the gold chart. It's not looking good for that Agni.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it. And with the restart, looks like we're kind of trying to sneaky spoopy by these three on this right side.
Do you
They are
push in,
spotted out. They're pinged out.
do you
It
push
looks
in
like they
here or
wanna push
wait
up this
for
wave.
gold to spawn to see if it's an only Fury and then push off that? Or do you think they've got enough just to go in for this anyway?
It's a Primal Fury spawning next, so it's not really going to do anything. Fire's not up for another, what, minutes? So, if I'm... This is exactly what I do, except I'd wait a little bit more. You send your Susano to one side. He's got all sorts of maneuverability. You say either you fight us 4v4, or sure, you can fight us 4v5, but we'll take your other Phoenix. You be safe. It's all pinged out. Everyone knows where everyone is, but the Susano's pushing in.
Didn't say Agni hitting good stun and bombs on it, but it's not even half of full health.
That one bomb did just about 1,000. Well, you know, that one combo did just about 1,000 damage. It looks like they will back off. They're gonna play this safe, and I do like that. There's no reason to siege into a Kumbo when you don't have to.
Yeah, they're not fighting into the game. They've got total control over this. Fire Giant about to spawn. You don't really want to give Dabble any way to sort of come back into this game.
But I mean, Dabble has those Agni bombs for secure. They've got the Hu Yi for secure. I mean, you've got not the same amount of stuff. You got Cernal, you've got maybe Susano ult, but I would be positioning. If I'm Dabble, I wouldn't be pushing this left lane out. I'd be looking towards Fire Giant right now because it did just respawn. They don't have any vision on the right side of the map at all.
I was gonna say the last Fire Giant was totally free. I
Yeah.
don't know if they've
And
got a timer for
they
it.
do have
or-
two primal. They have two primal furies stacked on them, so they're doing 10% extra damage right now.
Yep, it looks like they're just gonna give it up. They've tried to push the waves out as much as they can.
I don't like this call at all. I don't like this call at all.
No,
They do have their. Yeah, they've got everything warded. They've got sentries. They've got their. They made a call. They stuck to it, and I like that. I don't like half-hearted send one and try to steal it. You know, forget that.
No, you have
I
the full
just- I
commit
don't-
either way, but I think trying to
But I
find
don't
Fire
think
Giant
that was the right full commit.
No,
You know,
no.
I think you can turn the game, get right back in it, and push out if you can win a good fight there.
I was gonna say,
Teleport coming out of the Thor, and he's
especially
right
against
back in the fight.
pretty much auto attack gods. You have got that Agni damage, which is now level 20.
Yeah.
That is going to be big chunks rather than just slow auto attack.
Completely agree. That's beads out of the Agni,
Good juke forward.
and you see this split push out of the Thor,
Yeah.
keeping Daji over there. And he's like, either you fight us 4v5 or you lose your
two
thing.
Phoenixes.
Yeah. And they lose them anyway.
Yeah. Cronus
This
have-
Neja is just unkillable.
uh,
I love the
Doesn't make
Masamune
it
last
out.
item.
Killing spree.
but they are turning this around a little bit.
Oh my goodness. That feels bad from that Neja. Neja getting the Kumba down to one hit of the and then leaving it for his Kronos who thought he had it and turned around and left. And that allows Kumba back up. That's that's
Sprint
rough.
is pop. They are going to chase this all the way down the mid lane.
Was that a blink out of the that? Okay. Raccoons with zero respect right now. They've got 4 blinks on that team,
yep.
and they just used one of them. That was a great CC immunity, but I think you should have probably done that going backwards. That's beads while the Magi's was active.
His
Really
Magi's
not
is
quite
still
sure
up.
what's going on. His Magi's is up and he beads. I'm not really quite sure what's going on here. But yeah, Kronos Susano should be able to hold even the T1. Thor just coming back in, Cern just coming
Yeah.
back in.
And they all sort of go off and try and get some more gold to really bring on those.
And they
last
were
items
able
online.
to keep this fire for sure, yeah. I mean, at this point, you're top 4. The Vamana's not even in that top 5 anymore. your support, wink wink, nudge nudge, Neja is top damage of the entire game total. I mean, this is just this has just been clean. You know, 3 assassins, you're not gonna have as much, or are you?
You never know what now we'll see being played. But
Yeah. Gold differential and XP just about where it was. No longer, no longer super important. Thoralt is coming in, and that is the Magi's proc off of Hui.
but yeah, you say that gold difference isn't too much, but the longer this game goes, Raccoon have been full build for a while. Dabble will slowly come online even more every fight.
I like this call out of the Agni. Rather than continuing on his Tahuti or his Kronos, picks up the Celestial Legion Helm to help deal with that dive that he's been experiencing. I do feel bad for this Agni player. You're in the mid lane, the last thing you want is Sisano, Thor, Nezha. Just, hey, you don't get to play the game. Like, you gotta feel the respect, but also it kinda sucks.
Yes, and it's not something exactly you'll ever see coming. As all Phoenixes have fallen, all picking up the Agni.
Susano blinked down alt.
I think
She's still doing work.
they need to back off and save this Titan.
Winions are doing work. I think they're just gonna go for the end here.
Yep.
This Nezha Thor. I don't know if they've got it though. If I'm this Nezha, I'm leaving right about now.
I think I'm
Oh
going for the
my
game.
goodness. Oh, you and Soul the Egg Biscuit both have bigger balls than I do, and apparently it pays off. Goodness gracious. You know, you look at a Nezha support and you expect him to have a Lonos, not a Masamune, a Void, a Brawlers. Goodness gracious. Top. Kronos did just take total damage from him at the end there, but what a clean set. 33-32 actually had more deaths. Less kills, but just absolutely controlling the pace of the game there.
Yeah, absolutely. We said it, sort of going those 3 assassins meant their early game was going to be insane and they were really going to push into them. And they certainly did that and then kept winning fights, taking on fights they really shouldn't have been taken. A lot of like 1v3s, 1v4s, managing to pick up 2 kills and dying, or managing to pick up a kill and get out. It was an insane game to watch.
Talk to me about the difference though, but between first game draft, second game draft. Your Raccoon side, you see even with the chaos, even with the invades, even with the early pressure, they can't do anything. So rather than going, okay, we'll just team fight and be safe, you just smack them in the face and say, okay, you want chaos? How about this? Like talk about the difference in the draft phase, because that had a huge impact on this game.
I was going to say that is also true because the first game they really went late game comp and they were fighting early game and winning. So why not pick a more early game team and be like, well, you couldn't deal with the late game team when we weren't even online. Deal with this.
Yeah, I really think the Cernanos is so highly valued, and I mean we've talked about it before, but just absolutely crazy damage, crazy structure damage, and then that ult just a huge area, just hi, hello, you're polymorphed. I mean,
Yeah.
just
I am surprised not more teams are even thinking about banning out this CERN. I think that puts his like wins on the games I've seen up to like 11-1, maybe 11-2.
I mean, honestly, Freya just got nerfed. It's absolutely still Freya's Freya. Freya's always going to be Freya. Freya's always going to be able to clear the wave and 1v1 you at the same time because she's Freya. However, if I'm a team like Raccoon and I see this, if I'm a team like Dabble and I see this, I've got to start thinking, let's scrim against a Freya. Let's let this through. Let's see what we can do, because this CERN structure damage 5,500. Susanoo 11,000. Kronos 15,000. I mean, are you really going to use a ban on a Kronos? No. Okay, then you have zero hope of ever outdamaging us for structures. Like, I mean, how do you even begin to try to counter this Raccoon team? Crazy, crazy, crazy picks and just executed it to perfection.
Yeah, it's something to think about. But I know you're talking about trying to counter them, but we do need to remember they did lose their first game. Admittedly, it was a 2-1 set, but they did lose it. So,
and I agree there, and I think, and if you look at those, all the games were close. for game one wasn't the best, but they were pretty close. They, good games either side. Um, but just I don't think domination's the right word because I think Dabble did defend very well. But I think you've got to get Maple something that he's comfortable on, and I think you've got to spend more time keeping him alive. There were multiple times that fight at the speed buff where Nizzy goes and chases the kill, and Steve goes and chases the kill, and they both get their kills, but Maple dies for it anyway.
Yeah.
You've got to see some kind of change where one or both of these frontliners are staying back and keeping him alive. Because when you're 1-11 as an Agni, still outputting almost 20,000 damage, even through that, I don't even think he ever was able to finish his build in 35 minutes.
No. And I think
I mean,
brought it up somewhere in the game that I think it was like maybe 17 or 18 minutes into the game, he had been dead for 3 of those minutes.
yeah. I mean, honestly, you just how to counter Maple, all in him. Just run it down Maple. You don't have to worry about running it down mid. Just figure out where Maple is, even if he's not mid. Just run it down Maple.
Yep.
And
Ban
I
out
mean
the Ra
that shows a
first.
lot of respect. That shows a lot of respect. But also, if you're Dabble, you've got to figure out some way to keep him alive a little bit better than you did. Like I said, I don't think the Kumbhakarna was a pick. I would have loved to see a Terra. I would have loved to see that blessing, that huge circle ultimate with those Agni bombs, with the fire ticks, with the Huyi. I think Kumbhakarna wasn't the best pick here.
No.
And I don't know.
And I think Kumba in theory was okay, but it happened a few times in that game just due to unfortunate circumstances. Kumba managed to get the mez off, but Agni's passive damage just straight up out of that mez,
Yeah.
and they're off and running. So
Yeah, I think if you're a player there, your thought process is a lot more. Hey, they like AA comps. Who's good against AA comps? And it's either Kumba or Kuzenbo, or a Bologna in the soul lane. But just you can't do anything about that much early control.
no, absolutely. So we're going to close out the stream here. Have you got any final things that you want to say? Or
I mean, just a very clean set, very good. And I don't think it was necessarily getting outclassed. I think they were outdrafted. I think both games, the first game they couldn't quite execute their draft, and I think the second game they were just straight out drafted. I'm excited to see this Dabble team. I think they've got a lot of play potential. I think Davies looked pretty good once he got past early game. I think Stevie looked really good in those early game fights. I think Maple's well known for being Maple. And I don't think they're scared. Yeah, you lose some, you win some, you lose some. But I'm excited to see where both of these teams go because that was a very clean set. And both teams played well.
yeah, so despite sort of the early pressure and everything, even in that game, the kills were pretty even. So it was just happened to be the snowball and the pressure of the lanes and everything got too much for Dabble to deal with. But their kills were there. They were finding their mechanical skills were perfect enough to actually pick up stuff.
Exactly.
It just wasn't enough to win these games.
That execution. Yeah. Well, I think that just about does it for us. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
No problem. You did absolutely great. Chad was saying you were great as well while we were playing. So I'm now going to see if I can host Mad Accountant who will be streaming the next set. I think the next set starts in about 45 minutes, but he's playing just casual games until then. So thank you all for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Have a good one, folks.